We back. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic and more. Live video, y'all know what it is. Where some people come on, talk about some boxing, man. Some boxing. It's Sunday. Sunday fun day, man. Sunday fun day. We talk about some boxing talk, man, and let's get to it. Talking about Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. We're gonna talk about that, but the long video is gonna be about the Premier Boxing Champions. But Wilder, I mean, seems that Deontay Wilder's shoulders about. I'm gonna go ahead and say what's going on. What's going on? CMD Boxing Reports. I'm gonna say that Wilder's is shouldering 100% of the blame in the Anthony Joshua fiasco. I mean, it seems that boxing fans. What's going on, Angel Santos? It seems that boxing fans are now accepting the fact that they think it's the norm to wait for a fight. That a fight builds up and this becomes this big fight, and maybe the Pacquiao situation with Mayweather made boxing feels that's the way boxing should be ran. Is that historically we've seen that. You've seen them. What's going on? What's going on, Jamal Wright? My bad. Got the small screen today on the phone. It's become the norm that I think boxing fans, especially casual fans, think it's acceptable for us to wait and have fights build up. But the thing about some of the fights I'm about to talk about, building them up, is it's not going to get any bigger. The demand for boxing in America is it's real slim. It's real slim, and it's not it really started. I'm gonna tell you this. It really started. They really started with pay-per-view. That's when boxing really took a slip. Even though Mike Tyson knocking people out in 8 seconds and 30 seconds was worth pay-per-view to a lot of people in the 90s, and the economic, the economics in America in the 90s was way better than they are now, even though we're not stuck in that recession rut. So people had the $40, $50 to throw around like that in the 90s. But, you had Hagler and Ray, they had to build that up then. Hearns and Sugar Ray, they had a little thing, how they was kind of, building. That wasn't an easy fight to make. But now it's kind of like these guys are not orchestrating like they kind of writing a script for it to be built up. You got, guys and promoters and, I call them white collars because of the promoters and the business mentality. We build this up and then we build this demand for the fight. The fight will be this big. But you can do that when you have Hearns, Ray Leonard, Duran, Tyson, Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya. These guys Oscar was coming in with a gold medal. Tyson had a rep, in the amateurs and knocking a lot of guys out. These guys came from the amateur system where they had reps, where they came in, they had reps. Ray Leonard won the gold medal. Tommy Hearns was a good amateur. Aaron Pryor, the Hawk Tie was a good amateur. These guys built up being good amateurs. And boxing was a premium sport back then. It was on regular TV, so it was very accessible. The fighters are more accessible today than the fights. I mean, if you go to a fight and you sit close enough, or you go to Vegas, you hit a casino up, I mean, you're gonna be able to brush shoulders with them, ask some questions, interview them yourself. The fighters are more accessible because why they're more accessible. They're able to walk around in the general public because boxing ain't a top sport. It's not a top sport. How they orchestrate these fights, how they try to build them up. Well, Earl can wait, and then time waits for no man. And no matter who you fighting, Paula Malignaggi Powder Puff, or if you fighting a guy that punches hard as Gennady Golovkin, it still punches on your body. Your body only can take so much over a career. You know what I'm saying? But to get back to on the Wilder subject, it's like everybody's putting 100% of blame on Wilder except for a small fraction of the fans. But put the shoe on the other foot. Sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather. If Wilder said, Anthony Joshua, I'm not going to be ready for you to 2019 or 2020. How many people will shove that down, any casual Wilder fan or Wilder's throat every time he did a media call? Would that not be on Boxing Scene, Ring TV, Boxing News 24/7, ESPN, social media, every page? Would that not have been on every page? Would he not have been criticized? Would he not have been called out? Would Evander Holyfield call him out? Would James Toney call him out? Would Lennox Lewis call him out? Nobody called out Anthony Joshua. Nobody did. Nobody said nothing, but they agree with him. Oh, he right. He right. At the end of the day, I remember Sergio Martinez said something. He was telling the Chavez Jr. before they fought. He tells this guy, Chavez said, he said I was tuning up with Andy Lee. I was getting ready for the fight. Martinez said, hey, when you're a champion, it's time to go right now. There's no more waiting. There's no more tune-up fights. There's no more getting ready. You're a champion. You should be ready to fight everybody, anybody, everybody. And, if you're using that excuse for Joshua, he got 20 fights. At the end of the day, that's not a discussion. That's not up for discussion. It ain't about what path you travel to get to being a champion. If you're a champion after 1 fight, 5 fights, 10 fights, 1 billion fights, your time is to defend and make that fight that people want to see is now. There's no more hiding behind, Wilder ain't the big star in America. At the end of the day, who gives a fuck? If you do it in the UK, we're fine with it. I don't care. He took a step off his 50-50 split. He actually heard himself sound stupid. And he said, I take a 30-70 split in his favor. As long as it's a rematch, I get the 70 in my favor. And that's the kind of the deal they gave Joseph Parker or something like that. So he wants that type of contract amendment. And why should it be so hard to do? If Anthony Joshua, fuck Eddie Hearn, if Anthony Joshua truly believes this guy, if Anthony Joshua truly believes that he's going to be Deontay Wilder, he ain't got to worry about getting the shit in of a 30-70 split. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I ask you guys, why aren't you guys putting pressure on Anthony Joshua? Why is it just, it's Wilder's fault? Everything that happens is Wilder's fault. Oh, he fought this many bums when he coming up. I don't give a fuck how many bums he fought. He got a title, and if he fought so many bums and he's such a fraud, guess what? This should be an easy fight for him, for Anthony Joshua. This should be a layup. But from what y'all guys are telling me, if Wilder's a chump, he's a bum. At the end of the day, we beat Crooks or world best champion, however you want to say the WBC. You James Toney, we beat Crooks, world best champion, you Floyd. Whichever way you want to describe the world's best champion or we beat Crooks the WBC belt. He got it. Now, has Wilder made some mistakes in his career? Absolutely. He should have got Klitschko. He should have been had Klitschko in the ring. He should have been ready, but he wasn't ready. He developed slow. It happens. He's a dude that started boxing because his daughter was ill. She had a disability. He had to get money. He worked 3 or 4, 5 jobs. You know what I'm saying? He did that. He learned boxing at a late age, and so did Anthony Joshua. He got a gold medal. Exactly, blood boxing returns. Exactly. I mean, you got, this dude said, might be ready to 2019 or 2020. And all you guys just let it go over you. It ain't go over through your heads. It went through your heads and nobody said nothing. Everybody was fine. It's acceptable. Acceptable duckers. It's acceptable. But let Deontay Wilder say that. Let Canelo Alvarez say that. Let Gervonta Tank say that. Let Floyd Mayweather say that. For years, y'all let certain fighters get away with bullshit. Manny Pacquiao. Or I scared Anitos. Yeah, you scared, but you got a fucking tattoo on your arm. And people just, I got my blood took and, my arm was weak for 10 weeks, man. I understand Pacquiao, man. He right, man. Fuck that needle shit. Like when Alexander, and it's not just the Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder thing. I'm not just trying to put that on Joshua. When Alexander Povetkin got popped for a drug test, people was mad at Deontay Wilder. Oh, man, Wilder asked for that damn drug test, man. Fuck that drug test, man. Wow, man, shit, Wilder, man, you don't even need no drug test in the sport. Man, Wilder, man, always find a way to duck guys out. This dude flew over to the UK to get ready to fly over to Russia. He was training in the UK to get, I guess, acclimated with the time. He was getting ready to fly over to Russia, and this dude got popped. And it's still fans that blame Deontay Wilder. This ain't new. If people speak of as if Deontay Wilder took up premium television time building his fights up, he was fighting 6-7 times a year. He didn't take anybody's time up. Knock a guy out the StubHub Center in Carson, California. Okay, he gone. He didn't take none of you guys' time up. He didn't take none of you guys' money or nothing like that. So I'm trying to understand, where is this hate for Deontay Wilder coming from? I mean, shit, OJ came home and got more love than Deontay Wilder has. And people say, "Oh, Wilder talking crazy." Of course he's talking exactly. Of course he's talking crazy. Because he talk regular. He seen that being a nice guy, being a civil guy, you know, knocking guys out even though they wasn't of the highest standards. But remember, this is a guy that didn't have a career. That still isn't as fluid as he should be at this point. But at the end of the day, he didn't have an amateur background. He started boxing late. Of course, he's going to have some flaws. And Anthony Joshua got a lot of flaws. And for the main reason is this though, people don't want to see Wilder fight Joshua is because they gonna have to give Deontay Wilder credit, and they want to find a way not to give him credit. You know, you look at Eddie Hearn. You know, he's been protecting this guy for a long time, man. As he should. His job is to be a promoter. And Anthony Joshua, yeah, exactly. You know, these guys cheating. Wilder get the blame. Shout out to Blood Boxing Returns, man. But Eddie Hearn is doing his job. I can't fault him. And let me let you guys know this. Give y'all a game real quick. Eddie Hearn is only an elite promoter right now because of Anthony Joshua. The doors that Anthony Joshua is opening up for Eddie Hearn is the reason he's buying time with Anthony Joshua right now. He don't give a fuck about Anthony Joshua well-being and nothing like that for real. Fuck that. He go broke, man. Eddie Hearn gonna turn the other cheek. Matchroom Boxing, USA, UK, is Anthony Joshua. Without Anthony Joshua, Matchroom USA don't happen. Danny Jacobs don't get a deal with HBO. Jarrell Big Baby Miller don't get a fight deal with HBO. Anthony Joshua, HBO was giving Eddie Hearn power over there because they know Anthony Joshua's on his way over there. That's the deal. You can do Matchroom USA and put your fights on HBO, but hey, give us Anthony Joshua. And this is going to be Anthony Joshua's last fight with Showtime. But somehow Showtime outbidded HBO because he's a promotion, he's a network, American network free agent right now. But I don't think HBO even wanted the Joseph Parker fight. They don't want that fight. So Eddie Hearn is going to take Anthony Joshua and take him to HBO to complicate stuff, which isn't even going to be an issue unless HBO Peter Nelson, which is one of the stupidest dudes in the sport. It won't be an issue unless he's willing to work with Al. He's willing to work with Al for Chavez Jr. and Canelo. Yes, Al Heyman does have Chavez Jr. He worked with him. Dominic Wade. I think Ken Hirschman was there. But he worked with him for, I think, the Molina fight, the Crawford and Molina, and the Felix Diaz fight with Crawford. So he's worked with him before, so it's just going to complicate the situation more, which they could have did it on Showtime. But it's going to happen, probably going to happen on HBO terms. So at the end of the day, I mean, you know, Eddie already told you guys, like, look here. You know, it's a video of him telling Deontay, we working on Joseph Parker right now, but you got next. Now he coming out telling you guys Jarrell Miller next. Which is, I'm not even shitting on the Miller fight because it's a good idea. It's kind of like, you ever got out the pool and the pool temperature is on some cold shit at the hotel and you want to hop into the hot tub, so you kind of put your leg in there and it's like, it's hot as fuck. It's hotter than what it usually is because the pool was cooler. That's kind of what Eddie Hearn is doing. Like, okay, let me test out the American market and see what Joshua can do. You know, because if he does well over here, then maybe we can fight Wilder over here. You know what I'm saying? And it makes sense. The dude is not an idiot. So I understand what he's doing. But don't throw out false propaganda out there saying we're going to fight Wilder next and next. Hey, look here. If Wilder ain't willing to take a 60-40 or the 70-30 he said he wants, and if he wins, he wants the 70 in return and 30 go to Joshua in a rematch, and he ain't willing to go to UK for good money, hey, then I can't defend him. If he's being unrealistic, 50-50 in the UK is unrealistic. You know, in the American market, you know, the American market is... Eddie Hearn probably already signed him back. I didn't know his contract was up, but it probably be up. You know, he probably signed back. But you look at it, man. But I'm not mad because you go to the American market. America is it's a third tier sport. You know, and boxing is a third tier sport. And like I said, it ain't because of the talent level of the boxers. The talent is there. We in the transition phase from Pacquiao, Mayweather, Cotto, Marquez era to I guess I would call it the Crawford, Thurman, Joshua, Bud. I don't know what era it is. Whoever gonna step up and take that pedestal, I'm happy with it. What's going on, Ty? Shout out to Ty Foster. Man, that's my man's right there. Gotta have him on for some draft talk, but do some NFL draft talk as well. I got some people cooking some stuff up. It's gonna be real good stuff. But yeah, you know, you look at that, man, and it's tough. It's not their fault. It's just a transition phase. Boxing really took a dip when it went off network television. It wasn't a tremendous slide because people don't know HBO norm was 5 million views a night every time they did boxing back in the day. It was 3.5 to 5 million. That's what they average. That's why most people still like boxing. And with the Olympics, guys not bringing the gold medal, the difference between the gold medal and Oscar's gold medal than Floyd's bronze medal, I think Oscar's first fight he made 10 grand. Floyd made $1,000 or something like that in his first fight. You know, Oscar's first fight was 10 grand for a gold medal. Floyd was 1,000 or something like that for his first fight. So, you know, that's the difference, and that just shows you the market value of a gold medal. Even though it might not seem what it may be like, but that's what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm just not saying that it's all Anthony Joshua's fault, because it's not. Because obviously, let's talk about the downfalls of Deontay Wilder's career, the way he moved. Because I'm not going to come up here and be a fanboy channel, because that's not me. Y'all see, I criticize everybody. Wilder, he took his time. I have no issue with that. He took his time. He finally stepped up. I'm cool with it. No issue with it. But Al Heyman has failed Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder management, what does it do? Shelly Finkel, he's a guy. He's an excellent boxing manager. You know, yeah. I think some more fights should be in England. That's a good job. I'm gonna get to that question in a minute, but I'm gonna get on that. But Al Heyman should deliver Charles Martin to Deontay Wilder. Like I said in another video, even if Wilder had to dig in his own pocket and take a 5% purse, getting an IBF title would have put more leverage in his corner. He would need to put more leverage in Deontay's corner, because Charles Martin was an Al Heyman fighter. And what he did for Charles Martin, Al Heyman, he got him the biggest money fight in fighting Anthony Joshua. He did what's best for Charles Martin. But Wilder should have stepped out there and basically damn near fought for free and got the IBF belt from Charles Martin. And if he would have got that belt from Charles Martin, okay, you know, it'd have been a different story. He would have had 2 belts. You know, Parker, I mean, obviously the WBO would have, I don't know what would have happened with that. I think Joshua would have snagged that up, or eventually the regular WBA championship, whatever it may be. But Wilder should have fought for free for the IBF belt, man. If that's what it had to come down to. You know, got that belt. He got 2 belts. Let Joshua get the other 2. Then you got more leverage on what you want to do. Or he should have got Klitschko first before Tyson Fury. I guess Klitschko used to be handling and sparring, and maybe he didn't feel confident in beating Klitschko, because what was the Klitschko fight that he started going down in? I mean, Povetkin was it was the ice cream truck driver from Australia or some shit. The dude was an ice cream truck driver. It was a bald head guy came in. He wasn't nobody. He was an ice cream truck driver, I think they said, or something like that. And I seen Klitschko starting to slip then. You know, then the Brian Jennings fight, he slipped. And it might have been another fight in between there. But the Fury, I knew Fury was going to beat him. You know, I knew Fury was going to beat him. Let me let y'all know. So, see, I follow so much different news and I read a lot. I knew Fury was going to beat this man. I knew Fury was going to beat this man when I heard this dude, Vladimir Klitschko, put some foam substance about this thick up under the mat. And what this foam under the mat does, it slows down the fighter's movement. It's like fighting a little bit of sand. So Fury couldn't move the way he wanted to move. Video out there of Lennox Lewis saying, you know, what it kind of does to the fighter to stop. He was trying to stop Tyson Fury movement. Tyson Fury team say, no, take that shit up off the canvas. No, you're not going to have that on the canvas right now. They took it out the canvas. So this dude was already mentally defeated. He knew he was going to lose to Tyson Fury. You know, for everything probably say stuff about Tyson Fury, you know, he's a cheater. You know, a lot of people don't know that, but I'm not going to go into that. If you want to know, I'm going to do a live video a little bit later. My girl and the kids, they went out of town. My girl went to go pick up my daughter and my nephew. So they eating dinner out there. So I chose not to go today, because if I would have went today, I couldn't do no boxing contest. So that's how I'm committed, you know, to this. I got cussed out and you ain't shit. You don't never want to come. Like, but so I'm here. I'm here. I went through some shit to be here. I'm here. So Fury, man, that's another conversation to talk about, man. But the thing about him is people was calling him bums and stuff for that. I'm like, dude, I like this guy. You know, I mean, I like this movement. He was really predicated on a lot of feints, and he's a good fighter. So when he's clean, or if he was ever clean, he's a good fighter. But Wilder should have took that opportunity and fought Klitschko. He would have probably lost, or he could have won. Klitschko was going downhill. He didn't have it no more. And that was another missed opportunity by Deontay Wilder. You know, and those were two big missed opportunities by him. Now, you could say the Joseph Parker thing. I think, was it Mr. DX Factor? I think I was talking to somebody. Oh, it was, I think it was Money Brown TV. I'm going to come back with him later on. He was like, yeah, Joseph Parker didn't want it when they went in the locker room. It was after Wilder knocked somebody out, and he could say Joseph Parker didn't want it. But what happened with Joseph Parker before I get into the Premier Boxing Champion part? Hold on. Watching these sorry-ass pisses on my screen, man. I got a video for these motherfuckers on my other channel. I run more than one channel. But, yeah, Wild Boar had the piss and legs. Yeah, I'm going to come back and talk about that, bro. Because I read all about that shit. Me and Fanai had a, shout out to Fanai International Boxing Channel. We had to talk about that. And I don't think he really read up on it, man. Oh, yeah, I'm a big Detroit area. I'm from Detroit, so I'm going to be a Detroit fan and everything. And I fuck with my Lonzo Ball and my Lakers, though. I love the Lakers ever since early 90s. But yeah, you look at it, before I get the Premier Boxing Champion, Wilder, you know, he missed opportunities. And at the end of the day, they biting him in his ass right now. You know why they miss opportunities biting him in his ass? Because now it's hurting him in a big fight. You know, yeah, my cousin, he stay in Charlotte. He love the Panthers. My cousin, he stay in Charlotte. I'm going to go visit him. But he, you know, he messed up. He missed the opportunity. So I can't have sympathy for a guy that did miss the train a few times. But at the end of the day, he shouldn't shoulder all the blame. He shouldered some blame, Anthony Joshua. I'm not going to say zero, but Eddie Hearn shoulders the most blame. Then Al Heyman shoulders the most blame after that. I already explained how Al Heyman fucked him over. And then, you know, the fighters after that. So at the end of the day, you know, in my prayer, I have to be honest with you, though. I really don't think Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder are going to happen while both are undefeated. And I'm more scared for Wilder than Joshua. Only because I know Eddie Hearn not going to put him in real dangerous. But there really is no dangerous heavyweights out there. But I ain't going to say no dangerous heavyweight. But one punch can change it. But I think, you know, to give you some talk about the Parker fight, he gonna smoke Parker. You're going to see the best Anthony Joshua you've seen versus Joseph Parker. Rob McCracken is an amazing trainer. I've been singing Rob McCracken praises for years. But he actually called Wilder out. Wilder actually called Joshua out like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years now, on Instagram. But ain't nobody paying him no attention for real, man. You know, nobody paying no attention for real. I mean, you know, his mouthpiece is definitely opened up a new aware fans to boxing. And I'm going to end on this about the heavyweight talk real quick, and then I'm going to go to the other one. They hurt Deontay Wilder really, really bad. Because when he was fighting on regular network TV, like NBC or whatever he was doing, people really was liking Deontay Wilder and was paying attention to him. Taking him to Showtime limited his audience. And, you know, and that's that, man. You know, that's that. But the other heavyweights that's out there real quick, I'm going to acknowledge. I like Daniel Du Bois. I haven't seen the George Arias guy at all. Ortiz is going to be a tough fight. We did the breakdown prediction already. You know, a couple weeks. Wednesday we did it. You know, it's a lot of different guys that I do like out there. I like Dominic Breazeale. He got one of the best chins in the division. And even though Dominic Breazeale, you know, beat the guy that Joseph Parker trained, I like that guy that Dominic Breazeale beat. You know, I like that. Oh yeah, McCracken did a hell of a job with Froch, but let's get into the Premier Boxing Champion side of this, man. And, you know, Bernard Hopkins, I said it the other day. Bernard Hopkins, Miller ain't got no chance, bro. Miller, I'm all right. I can step back. All right. I'm going to answer these questions. Joy Joyce, I haven't seen Joy Joyce fight. I've been trying to catch film on him. I'm going to watch some film when I get off of here. I'm going to go down these questions real quick. And then we get to the Premier Boxing Champion fight. Let's answer questions at the end. Shit. Wilder claimed he has been chasing Wilder for 2 years. Him first called Wilder after Wilder's about 2. That's what. BPM. He did call him out. It wasn't no major call. I was just on Instagram. Them going back and forth. Eddie Hearn don't want to take any more losses. Yeah, you know. And I'm gonna get to Kell. But I'm that Big Larry. I'm glad you brought Kell Brook up. Steven Espinoza gotta blame and let these. Yeah, Steven, man. Hey, Steven Espinoza, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't trust him, but he the best out there right now on network as far as HBO Showtime. But Miller, he appeared. He got popped for Pez as well when he was kickboxer in California. He explained the situation, but guess what? He a cheater. And you see he was talking stuff about, and Deontay Wilder says, fishy how all these Wilder opponents getting caught cheating. Like, shut up. You a cheater. You took performance-enhancing drugs as a kickboxer. You a cheater as well. So if you didn't know that, you go look it up as well. Gerald Washington camp brought that to light, and they wanted random drug testing, and they wouldn't give it to him for the Miller fight. They wouldn't give Gerald Washington random drug test for Big Baby fight. Big Baby team said no. They did a piss test, and that was it. So I mean, take it for what you want to believe on that, man. Take it for what you want to believe. But Miller ain't got shit for him. They said that Miller got down to 260 something last fight. I said that, and somebody said that he said he felt weak. He going to 290. He's a non-fucking factor, man. He ain't getting no better. He ain't tall enough and rangy enough. We talking about Premier Boxing Champions, and I want to make 2 cases out for 2 fighters. I remember Bernard Hopkins stopped working with Premier Boxing Champions. That's when the Oscar fishnet things went down, and they ran the contracts out of all the fighters and got them free. That's why I think it was like 2015 or 14. You had the most worst year in boxing with so many mismatches. But when Bernard and them, Golden Boy, and Oscar broke away from Premier Boxing Champions, well, broke away from Al Heyman. That's before Premier Boxing Champions. He said that these fighters need to get control of their career. Now, I know Bernard is not the most clean-cut guy in the business. Amongst the black community, the black boxing community, I'm not even talking about the Lions Den boxing community. Shout out to the LDBC. I mean, just people in the street see him as, not so. They're not so fond of Bernard Hopkins. I can't use the words that I want to use. They're not so fond of Bernard, but I mean, hey, but he's right on that though. He's definitely right. He says that they need to take control of their own careers. And people say, well, sometimes Al, you got a promoter. One guy was telling me, have you ever sat in a room with promoters? I'm like, I don't give a shit. I know how promoting work. I know you want to protect your investment. He said they can veto fight. At the end of the day, these guys don't have no promoter. If Al Heyman, takes promotional roles and they want to do something and he tries to play promoter, all they got to do is tell a lawyer that he's violating the Muhammad Ali Act and they could sue him. Even though it probably would never come to that. But Vinas Monterosian could have did it, but he just got his release. Whatever from Al Heyman. So, these guys can do what they want to do, in my opinion. He could do what he wanted. They could do what they want. Adrian Broner did what he wanted to do. The plan was not for him to fight Chino Madonna. He let the fans pick Marcos Madonna. You heard Floyd. After he got beat by Madonna, you heard what Floyd said, right? He said, I think he should just stay on the blueprint and the track of Al Heyman that he wants him to have. Broner said, F that. Broner thought he was better than what he was. Let's face it. We thought, I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was better than what he was. That was a hard fight for me to watch. Excuse me. When Madonna beat Broner, I'm not gonna lie, that was a hard fight for me to watch. Because Madonna, it was kind of satisfying after you know how much of a asshole Broner was. It was satisfying, saying he voted for Trump because it was less tax. They took less taxes from the Republicans and the rich people. And just saying a whole bunch of dumb stuff, F his kids. It was satisfying that he got humbled like that. And after night after I watched, he got humbled. But the thing about I'm pointing out is that Broner, he made his own decision. He took advantage of not having a promoter and told Al to go get him that fight. Kell Brook, even he had a promoter. He told Eddie. He said that's what I want to do. Make the fight happen. He did it with Golovkin. He said, you know what? I don't want to fight Jesse Vargas and unify the IBF and the WBO world title. How dumb next time. I want to move up and fight Gennady Golovkin. I think he made some millions. He made like 5, 6 million, 7 million fighting Gennady Golovkin or something like that. I don't know what it was. I just read the other day. I forgot. But it was a dumb decision by him because you could have unified the IBF and the WBO and he'd have had the leg up on everybody financially. He would have made that money back. Maybe by cumulative fights or in one fight and unifying with a champion. But he didn't do it. He fought Golovkin, came back down. He fought Earl Spence. Nobody. I did a video earlier. Shout out to Brandon Taylor, True School Sports, man. It's been my homie for a while. You know, he said he did a video a while back saying Kell Brook ain't getting no pass. Keith Thurman getting the pass Kell Brook didn't get. You know, and imagine if Kell Brook would have dropped that belt and moved up. He would have been calling him a punk and, oh, remember he ducked Devin Alexander? Remember he ducked Sean Porter for a minute? No. He manned up, took the fight. This was a dude that took a lot of punishment, broken eye, came back after a year, fought. All right, we back. Keith Thurman, I had to switch my connection up. Keith Thurman, man. He had an elbow injury. It was a cleaning procedure. You know, they cleaned his elbow out. Or whatever. He had some bone spurs. Apparently, he called out Manny Pacquiao before he got the surgery. He ended up getting the surgery 3 months later, I think, to clean the elbow out. And that's cool. He cleaned the elbow out. But he only been fighting once the last 2 years. He fought once at 16. Car accident. Still fought Sean Porter. Didn't fight from June all the way to March 2017. Then last year he fought once. Waited 3 months to get the surgery. And then, you know, and then he wants to fight in May 19th. So it doesn't add up to me with Keith Thurman. You know, I think he's just in a position of power. He milking it. He don't want Earl Spence. He never even liked Earl Spence. He would like to fight Earl Spence. Even when Floyd said, you can fight Earl and then the winner get me. That was total bullshit as well. Why is this connection so bad? But yeah. I mean, Keith don't want to fight Earl, and that's what it could look like. But we remember when people thought Danny Garcia didn't want to fight Lucas Matisse. Y'all remember that? We thought that he didn't want to fight, and Danny beat Matisse. So, would it surprise me if Keith beat Earl? No, it wouldn't surprise me. But it was very interesting. I was looking in my archives, and you know, Earl Spence told one of you know, Keith Thurman's co-trainers that oh yeah, Sorghum. But yeah, I mean, anything can happen. But the thing about it I'm saying is this, man. I know my connection going in and out. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's wind blowing outside. But these guys need to take control of their career. You know, they need to, they need to just, like, come on, man. You need to step up and fight the best. Yeah, it was definitely a money grab, Brook and Golovkin. He made his money. He was happy. But they, guys really need to step up, man. And we do need to put the pressure on these guys to step up, man. Boycott never works for the black community, Asian community, wherever it may be. And only time a boycott work is a hunger strike at a prison or something like that. So, us boycotting as a unit, it probably won't work, even though Danny Garcia numbers were significantly low. And the reason Danny Garcia numbers probably was significantly low, the reason that it was significantly low is because it was a West Coast fight, and the fight didn't start like 12-something at midnight. So, that contributed to it. But at the end of the day, nobody wants to see a cherry pick. Especially on a Saturday night where you could be drinking and doing your thing and partying. I'm not going to stop to see Danny and Rio's fight. But yeah, man, they need to, take control, man. Okay, I want to fight Earl. I know I paid this much money to WBC, but this is a title shot. If I beat Earl, and if Earl is not the best welterweight, and Keith Thurman is, I mean, why not fight him? What's so hard about fighting Earl Spence, to be honest? Let them tell it. He ain't nothing. And Sean Porter, he ain't too smart as well. He need to keep letting his daddy speak for him, because somebody interviewed him about a few last year, and, he let the cat out the bag that he sparred Earl Spence. And there was rumors going out there. He said it was short sparring. It wasn't, it was just short, they sparred a few rounds. And there was rumors going out there that Earl Spence decapitated Sean Porter in sparring. And also, I was trying to say before I got cut off, I just popped back in my head. Earl Spence told one of Keith Thurman trainers on Facebook, somebody brought the memory back up, that I still got the amateur tapes. Keep running your mouth, Chris Getty, before I show them. So, I mean, it's something that, that happened between Keith and Earl, or the fact that Keith Thurman got knocked out in the amateurs. I heard he got knocked out at least once, if not a couple times. So, but I just take control of your career, man. And I'm about Earl Spence, man, and they wasting this man time. Because everybody said, oh, it can wait, it can wait, it can wait. I mean, excuse me. Time waits for no man. It really don't. It don't wait for no man. Tomorrow, you can walk outside and something could fall out the sky and kill you. You know, and everybody think we're going to be here tomorrow. Boxing is not like that, man. One punch can change your career. One punch can change your life. You know, one punch of sparring can change your life. You know, you ever heard the story of Joel Diaz and how he stopped boxing? The shout out to Lewis Coleman. Appreciate the super chat. Keith Thurman runs 147 pound. You from the D? Oh yeah, I'm from the D for sure. Yep. West side. But yeah, man. It's not the fact that It's not the fact about, you know, anything can happen to you, man. You know, we do take life for granted sometimes, and I just want to see the fight. It's as simple as that. You know, I want to see the fight. And I'm not with a tune-up for Keith Thurman, man. Keith Thurman he fought once in 2016. He was a regular WBA champion. Then he unified once last year in 17. No. Now, if you tell me he gonna fight 3 times this year, I give him a tune-up. You feel me? But he only fighting twice. So, if my math is right, he has 2 mandatories. The WC messed this up. Sean is his mandatory first, and then Danny's his mandatory. So he's fighting somebody May 19th. You know, they just not start looking for an opponent. So sometime, let's say November-ish, he want to get it in before eating for the holiday. He fights in November, before Thanksgiving. So he may not come back until next May or next April and fight Danny Garcia. So that's tune-up, Sean, Danny Garcia. He only fights 2 times a year. So the end of 2019, in the fall, where the boxing really heats up, you might get Earl Spence. But I'm going to answer questions in 1 minute. So, I mean, why are they trying to build a Keith Thurman Earl Spence fight? Excuse me for a minute. Excuse me. Maybe I'm ignorant or I'm missing something. When has Premier Boxing Champion been good at marketing fights? Can somebody tell me that? When have they been good? I might have heard a Premier Boxing Champion, you know, talk on the radio, you know, once or twice when they first started. When have they been good at marketing fights? You know what made Oscar De La Hoya Floyd Mayweather so good? It wasn't Floyd or Floyd wasn't known like that when they fought. That fight became good because Floyd started running that mouth on 24/7. 24/7 really opened the pay-per-view market up. It kind of showcased how they was living. Even for people that didn't understand Floyd and what he was doing at the time, you wasn't from that or didn't understand what he was talking about, you understood Oscar. Everybody liked Oscar. Oscar was this good smiling guy, Mexican-American from Los Angeles. I mean, excellent jab, great left hook. I mean, we seen him on TV before a lot, and he was that guy in Vegas. Vegas was Oscar De La Hoya before Floyd really started generating big money there, you know? And the build up, how they built that up. They need to put a similar build to that, you know? They really do. They need to find something that can draw casual boxing fans in. Not just, okay, me and Ray and Mook sitting on the couch playing 2K. All right, we tired of playing 2K. Let's see what's on TV, flicking through TV, and a boxing match on. How many fans can you really anticipate on a Saturday night in spring or the summer or the fall wanting to click through and watching the fight? It's too much to do in America, especially if you live in a major city or close to a major city. It's too much to do. They need to market better. They need a show that markets these fighters. And I understand that it's hard to get a show. It's hard to get a show because of the vulgar, you know, stuff of that nature. And Showtime has less subscribers than HBO. And on regular network, it's the vulgar. But, I mean, you can find a show to bleep it out and make it a little bit clean, you know. So, they got to do a better job marketing. You know, if you told me they building this fight up, and I believe in their marketing tools and them promoting, their PR team promoting this fight and building these guys up the right way, guess what? I will wait. I'll be like, okay, right, this fight is going to be big. It's going to be huge. It's not a pay-per-view fight. I don't care what nobody say. Nor will it ever be a pay-per-view fight because you don't have anybody with an ethnic background following. You know? The only way to draw casual fans is to start paying DJ Acronym to say cheese for promotions and wear consistently tools, but old marketers won't know that. Yeah, like that. Like the small guys, like this guy said, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get your name. Trap Media. What up? What it do, Trap Media? Like he's right. These old promoters, you know, even with building up the Floyd thing, Do you really think they want to invest in a TV show and invest TV time into Floyd and Oscar De La Hoya going back and forth? You know, did you think, you know, some old white guy or black guy, because it's a black guy over there that does TV approval or whatever he does. He works with HBO. I seen him. I couldn't believe it. I said, oh, it's a black guy with a tie and suit on. They got power at HBO. I'm like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, but, you know, they do got that. You think they sitting there saying like, oh, yeah, that can work. I guarantee you, 99.9% they didn't believe that idea was going to work. But you know what? I think Al Heyman, I think Floyd, and all of them, Oscar, Richard Schaefer, are like, yeah, this could work. And they seen it take it to the next level, you know what I'm saying? Then they came off with the face-off. That took the fight game to the next level. HBO was innovative on how they was promoting fights. They need to get back innovative. And like Trap Media say, they need to utilize the new media. And the new media, I don't mean the YTBC or the LDBC, you know, or stuff of that nature. They need to utilize like DJ Academics, Revolt, The Breakfast Club, which fighters are. Fighters are now going to Breakfast Club. Bernard went. Earl Spence with Adrian Broner's always on there. Utilize the new marketing. You know what I'm saying? You know, YouTube is a great place for marketing and promos. You know, even if you start streaming fights on YouTube, you know, I think it will work. I think it will work. Even if you say we got, we hook up with Shavers Club. I'm just saying hypothetically, you know, we hook up with GameStop, and if if you watch our 24 series on YouTube and look for the code, you get 20% off or 10% off your next GameStop. We gonna raffle off an Xbox One S on this telecast of we gonna raffle off like 5 Xboxes on this telecast of 24/7 Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, hypothetically, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna stream it on YouTube, and people's gonna stay there and watch. You're gonna get people to watch. They'll be trying to win this Xbox. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to find people that's winning, or they're going to find people that winning and say, oh, I want an Xbox for this. And you engaging the viewers and say, oh, shit, I want to watch this. You know, this is kind of good. Fuck the Xbox. You're going to get that. I'm not saying my idea is perfect, but something of that nature to pull in people. So I'm going to go through some of these questions real quick. I got Trap Media already. Porter whoops Danny. I could talk about that. Porter likes picking on some more fighters. Yeah, he came from 160 something in the amateurs. He was a big guy, but he's just short. Who has aura of his boys leg hockey arrogant and back? I was just saying Broner and Anthony Purvis, and Broner stays selling. He stays selling, right? No matter how much Broner lose, he stays selling because he got that mind push piece and that charisma. Letting fans see where their money is going. Right. Shout out to Robert Rowland. My boy T Good M1. Porter was fighting at 160. And yeah, Porter has one of the most legendary amateur track body records, man. Alexander Usyk, Porter beat him. The cruiserweight guy, Porter beat him. I think Porter did beat Demetrius Andrade in the amateurs. And he knocked out a Murderers Row of people as well. Porter body count in amateur is legendary. Porter was a little guy playing football. He was a football player in Ohio. Cracking guy. He fights boxing like he plays, football. He beat Jacobs. That's why I think he beat Jacobs. So his track record is legendary. I mean, he beat Andrade and Jacobs, but if I'm gonna tell you this is a step in the right direction. I told you guys, WBC ordered Keith Thurman next to mandatories after his tune-up to be Sean and then Danny Garcia. Okay, if they fight each other and do the right thing and take away a mandatory shot and make it quicker with Keith Thurman or the winner to fight, Earl Spence, because that would take away a mandatory shot. So they fight each other, they make one mandatory, and then Keith will be able to fight Earl in early next year or middle of next year. And if they fight each other, if they do the right thing, Thurman still haven't announced his opponent. They just not started looking for the opponent last week. So Keith Thurman, they just started coming up with opponents last week. That tells me it's gonna be Devin or Victor or something of that nature. But yeah, they need to take control of their old careers, man. For the sake of boxing, you're supposed to lead the boxing game better than when you found it. Michael Johnson and Larry Bird left basketball way better than what they found it. Basketball, it wasn't even on TV. Only a championship was on TV before Bird and Magic got to the league. After Bird and Magic got to the league, Jordan picked it up. Jordan definitely left basketball better than what it was. Then it was the Kobe, AI, Shaq era. They left basketball better than what it was. So, you supposed to do that, man. You supposed to really do that. Broner blew up on World Star by flushing money down in Paulie. Yeah, Broner blew up by antics, by his mouthpiece, by his charisma, by doing rap videos, by rubbing shoulders with Soulja Boy, rubbing shoulders with Floyd. He put himself in a position commercially to be a brand. And when you become a brand never dies out unless you do something dumb. I don't know why people acting like unifications don't trump mandatories. It does. It really does trump mandatories. But at the end of the day, boldness or whatever your name is, I can't really see because I got my glasses on. At the end of the day, the WBC, the IBF, the WBO, the WBA has the right to overrule that. They have the right to overrule unification bouts, except for the Super WBA champion. The Super WBA champion has no mandatory. We talked about that the other day. Kenny Porter needs to let his son become a full-grown man. He's in his ear too much. Doesn't want him to fight Earl. Probably don't. You notice Kenny don't even answer or really answer questions about Earl. He tell reporters don't ask him about it. Sean will, but Sean, I mean, it's hard. That's like the LeVar Lonzo thing. I mean, once you let it go on for so long, and if Lonzo Ball don't clip that LeVar ball right now and get LeVar, and have LeVar get him credit control over his career, it ain't gonna happen. He gonna end up like Sean Porter. His daddy, him and his daddy living in the same house. His daddy probably wiping his butt, before he shit. His daddy probably in the room while he doing this, saying, "We got 5 minutes. Shit left, Sean. We got to go run or something." So what it is. Broner's the king of one-liners. Yeah. It'll be, what up, Mr. D X Factor 87. It'll be interesting to see if Danny Garcia challenges Porter for the right to fight Thurman instead of waiting on a manager. Yep. I will give them much respect. I will even stop bashing them for fighting Earl Spence. Through that whole fight promotion. That's the fight that I definitely would promote. He's saying that what I just said, that Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, they need to fight each other. Even though the WBC actually ordered, they ordered that Sean be the first mandatory, then Keith fight Danny for the second mandatory. If they come together and fight each other now, that'll eliminate a mandatory for Keith, and that'll make Earl Spence fight happen a little bit more quicker. So, yeah, you're right. I think Love and Hip Hop Style Boxing Reality Show would help take off the junior. Hey, you probably right, man. You probably right. Trap Media, you probably right. That shit might right. You got to be innovative, man. And what sets a company like Apple apart? I'm just saying hypothetically. What sets a company like Apple apart from a lot of different other companies, and we can just use boxing as just one entity, is the fact that Apple continues to hire young and innovative minds. Boxing has no young and innovative minds, It don't. Who's the youngest guy in boxing that's doing it business-wise? Luis de Cubas, the manager, the one that manages Erislandy Lara? That co-manager Erislandy Lara? Who is this young boxing don't have any young innovators in there? All these old men trying to hang on and haven't passed the torch to somebody that's younger. And younger people have different ideas. They know how to reach the youth. And the youth is what you want to reach, because if you're able to reach the youth, you're able to have a fan base for a long, long time. You're able to have other boxers come up as well. And, it's known. Like Apple always, I used to work for Apple. Apple always has young and innovative people coming. If you got an idea, they want to hear it. And boxing don't have that. It's old guys, old farts telling young guys what to do. And it's a new day. It's a new day. And people say, I heard Earl say on Breakfast Club, like, my friends say I should be more vocal. I should try to put myself out there, but that's not me. I want to do it the right way. You're going to look up and you're going to be doing it the right way. You're going to miss out a lot of money. Sometimes you got to put an act on. I'm not saying that Earl has to go out of character and sell himself out, but you got to go out there, do something. There's no way that Canelo Alvarez, who don't speak a lick of fucking English, okay? There's no way that Canelo Alvarez that don't speak a lick of English, and Golovkin that don't speak a lick of English, should be coming over here doing 1.5 million pay-per-view buys. You know, and our American fighters like Earl and Keith Thurman and the rest of these guys probably would never smell a pay-per-view buy like that. Who had sparring footage of Earl Spence and Porter? I don't know. I just know that Porter acknowledged it, and you know, I heard that Spence did what he had to do. They used to have it on Hustle Boss, but they took it down. Spence was whooping Sean ass. Yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of these guys, man. Devin Haney dad is notorious for that, man. Devin Haney dad always makes Dante Box Nation take some of the sparring tapes down. So it does happen, but in due fairness, what stays in the gym, what goes on the gym stays in the gym. Yeah, he got whooped bad, I heard, man. I mean, I just wish these guys take control of their career and tell out what they want to do. I seen on someone boxing channel saying Spence is ducking Ocampo. Oh, no. Hell no. Ocampo don't want to fight June 16th. He said he don't want to fight June 16th. They trying to move the date, and that's Earl Dayton. Earl, you know, has already given his Dallas homecoming date away. His Dallas homecoming date was potentially supposed to be against Luis Collazo last year and a few other guys, but all guys kind of fell out. You know, so they canceled the date. He only fought once last year. And Ocampo is the mandatory because I'm gonna explain this Ocampo situation. All right. This is what happened with Ocampo, man. Constantine Pourmarv and Ocampo was supposed to fight for the mandatory shot with Earl Spence. Now, this is what a lot of people don't know. That's why reading is fundamental. Reading is good. What you don't know is that Pourmarv actually passed up a title eliminator to fight Kell Brook with Earl Spence a long time ago. So we get to fight week. Constantine Pourmarv and Carlos Ocampo about to fight, okay? It's fight week. It's a fight that I'm looking forward to. Trap House Boxing, shout out to JB. He seen Pourmarv fight live. He said he was all right. They were supposed to fight somewhere. Okay, then Pourmarv pulls out of the he pulls out the Ocampo title eliminator the week of the fight. I think it was Monday he pulled out. He pulled out the fight because Top Rank wouldn't accommodate the location of the fight or something, or they wouldn't move the date of the fight because Abel Sanchez had another fighter to train. I can't remember who that fighter was, but I think it was a TV type of card. So, you know, Top Rank wouldn't move the date. He said they said that Constantine Pourmarv camp said they've been trying to move that date for a few months. And they said Top Rank wouldn't accommodate them. I think it was in Mexico, and Abel Sanchez had a fighter in Cali on a Golden Boy card. And he picked up his shit and went back to Russia. He said, fuck Top Rank. He picked up his stuff and went back to Russia. And I still don't know if they spoke. They have talked or talked about anything, Constantine Pourmarv and Top Rank. So that's what happened. So Ocampo fought a late replacement the week of the fight. At the end of the day, I mean, he went back to Russia. Ocampo fought some step in, and now, you know, he's the #1 title holder. So if, you know, they don't come to now the purse bid with Ocampo only getting 15% purse. So if Earl fight this guy, he get 85% of the purse. Ocampo only get 15. And I think Fanon, shout out to Fanon Boxing International Channel, said that he lost $160,000 fucking with you know, if it goes to purse bid. So I mean either way, I mean Ugis, he wants to fight. Ugis fight will be better in my opinion. I haven't seen Ocampo fight, but I know he fought 15 guys in Mexico. You know, who knows? Maybe he come up and fight pretty good against the guy. I guess he said, I don't know, 4 months. He said this before, right around after Earl fought Spence. So, that is what it is. You know, I got questions. I ask questions now before I hop off. Other boxing news, Broner's training. He's full-time training with Kevin Cunningham. So shout out to Adrian Broner for getting his life back on track and getting his life together. He's training with Kevin and Devin down there in Florida. I seen him jumping rope. I seen him running, doing crunches in the parking lot. And I think Kevin Cunningham, if Kevin Cunningham can't get Broner together, I don't know what. Because he's a disciplinarian. Kevin was a cop. He's an ex-cop, retired cop. Very disciplinarian. He tough on Devin. That's like Devin's father figure. He tough on his brother Vaughn, who's a middleweight who just got out of jail. So You know, who knows? Let me see. Here we go. Earl gotta go. Shannon Briggs on them boys. Let's go, champ. Yeah, he do. He do. I start pulling up. Like, what's good, bro? What's good? I start. Hey, look. I definitely. Hey, Robert. I definitely start doing the Shannon Briggs. They Keith in St. Petersburg's boxing gym hitting the bag. I pull up to that boy, go to the next bag, and start hitting the bag on his ass. I start stalking his ass and having the camera follow me. Start my own YouTube page if I'm Earl. Get my own show going. You know, Broner had his own show about billions. Shit, I was watching that. That shit was pretty good, low key, good production and everything. Jesse Vargas, Al was lending Broner the jet. Jesse Vargas is number 4 in the IBF rankings. I know Devin is number 6. I mean, I don't know. Vargas might not be ready, man. You know, he might have been ready for Keith, but he might not be ready for Earl Spence. He said he would fight Earl though, so yeah, that's a good fight. Any word on if Eubanks Jr. going back to 60? I haven't heard. He called out Caleb Truax at 168, but James DeGale got that rematch clause. So Omar is going to beat Broner ass. Broner gonna look bad. Yeah, I think Omar is, but I don't know. It'll be a good fight. I think I like to see what Kevin Hunningham do with Broner. That's the wild card, Kevin. Because Broner need disciplinarian on him, but he been training with Kevin for a minute and it ain't working. If you go in Atlanta grabbing girls by the vagina. Just don't know about Broner. He always seems like he's exercising instead of training. Yeah, that could be. I seen him hitting the bag too, but I don't know. Gotta pull the trigger. Gotta pull the trigger. That's Broner thing. He pulled the trigger. He nice with it, but it started with his base. You know, it started with his base. You know, the reason Broner isn't able to get in position and throw punches is his legs. You know, it's different when you at lower weight class. You can pot shot. And you can, do that with a wide base. But, you know, he need to be more mobile and bring his base in. But we'll see. Earl has to embrace the bully role. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Earl got to be the bully, man. You know, he got to go Ric Flair, Randy, Macho Man, Savage on these guys, man. And I hate to say that, man. But like I said, man, I'll just start stalking these guys. And that's promoting the fight as well. But if that's not your nature, I mean, it's hard to break character. Omar's going to knock Broner out. Eubanks needs to go to Derrick James. Oh, shout out to Wine, man, for the super chat, bro. Appreciate it, my brother. I mean, no. Eubanks needs to go back to Vegas and train with Floyd Sr. Let me tell you that. I think Floyd Sr. said that, and then somebody else told me that I think it was Money Brown. I'm gonna hit him up about doing a live stream in a minute. I gotta go find me something to eat, but he said that the boy can fight. He said Eubanks can fight. He said his daddy got to get out of his way. Now this coming from Floyd Sr. and Eubanks came to help. Excuse me, somebody driving a dirt bike up the street. But Eubanks came to train with he came to train with Floyd. He was part of Floyd's last camp for McGregor, and he must have been working with Big Floyd there too. But Floyd Sr. say he just his daddy in the way too much, man. That's what I'm trying to say. He said if his daddy got the way, the boy can be good. Earl going to have to change his name from the Truth to Duck Hunter Spence. That'd be a good one. And but Derrick James is a good trainer that'd be a good trainer for Eubanks as well. He ain't got no fundamentals, man. You know, them legs look garbage and that jab. I don't know what. It ain't even a jab. That's just an ab. You just gotta call it an ab, AB. You know, he ain't got no jab, man. You got more questions, shoot him up. But that's going on. Broner back working out. I don't know nothing about Omar Figueroa. What's else going on? I don't know nothing about Keith. Obviously, you know the fights we got going on tonight. Next Saturday. Both in New York City. One in Brooklyn, Wilder and Ortiz. And Darrell and Ukazi on a co-feature. I don't know what's going to be the third fight. Because I just assumed that Ukazi and Darrell will be moved to co-feature, and that's not a bad co-feature. It's not because that's the fight where the uncle two-pieced the guy up. You know, that's not a bad co-feature, man. Andre fought Ukazi already. Remember that's the fight where they thought Ukazi, hopefully I'm saying this man's name right, hit him after the bell, but he really didn't. And the uncle pieced him up last year. That's going to be the rematch. This is for the interim IBF title belt. I found out, the interim IBF title belt. I found it was an interim fight. The winner perhaps can fight Caleb Truax. Not Caleb Truex, excuse me. The winner can fight Caleb Plant for the right to face the champion, which could be Caleb Truex, who is the current champion, who beat DeGale, or fight James DeGale. I'm going down, listening to my mind, what's going on. I think Crawford and Horn is finally official. And Pacquiao Alvarado should be official. I think they probably gonna announce that. You know, Felix Verdejo is supposed to come back in March, so I don't know if he's still on the March card. He's supposed to be on the I think the March 10th card. I think. I'm about to say I know Ortiz in here caught taking pets again. I caught that. Just kidding. No, you got, and also on the Madison Square Garden side on Saturday night, you got Barrera and Bivol, and then Kovalev versus a guy that got popped for Pez already. So I mean, Sullivan Barrera and Demetrius Bivol is going to be an interesting fight. It's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be could be the best fight of the night. Interesting thing about it, Sullivan Barrera is on his last fight deal with Main Events. And somebody was like, I was talking about the corruption, how Barrera might be down a few points because he's going to be able to walk after this fight. And somebody was like, what about when Andre Ward when Kovalev lost to Andre Ward twice? What about that? It was no corruption in my opinion, man. Because HBO obviously wanted to push the agenda on Kovalev to win. They was pushing Kovalev hard. And I was surprised that Andre Ward actually won that fight. I was driving my high-low at work. And I had to fight, you know, when I went pose, I had to fight on my little dashboard watching it. And it shocked me. I thought Ward had did enough to earn a win by a point or two, you know, because after the knockdown, I'm going to talk about that for a minute. After the knockdown, Ward did a lot of good work. And Kovalev started to fade, and Kovalev came back and had 1 or 2 rounds. And depending on if you gave him the 1 or 2 rounds, it was his fight. In my opinion, it could have been his fight. But, you know, Ward should battle back like a champion. That wasn't prime Ward, and Ward came back better the second time and knocked him out. What else do you want? I mean, you could say that, you know, but it wasn't like this blowout like everybody made it seem like he won by 3 or 4 points. He didn't. Because at the end of the day, after he knocked him down, I had Andre Ward ringing off 4 or 5 rounds after that. Then Kovalev came back strong with a couple good rounds, which was very debatable. They were swing rounds, and then Ward finished stronger than he did. How you know somebody know they didn't 100% didn't win is when they make excuses. This dude Kovalev made so many excuses. Well, I trained too hard. I overtrained. If you didn't look, if you truly won, okay? If you truly won a fight, there's no excuses. I won the fight. I'm going to come back, do what I got to do. I'm going to do the same shit I did the first fight. All I got to do is just capitalize on knocking him down. But at the end of the day, Kovalev's lack of footwork stopped him from getting a stoppage. That's what it was. Stopped him. It stopped him from winning that fight. Because he had Andre Ward really, really hurt. I predicted that he'd knock down Ward 2 or 3 times. I picked Kovalev to win the fight. I predicted he'd knock Ward down 2 times. Okay? But he knocked him down the first time. He could have knocked him out. He should have knocked him out. But he didn't cut the ring off. And, you know, looking at John David Jackson and looking at a guy like Golovkin, where he came from Abel Sanchez, even though Abel Sanchez said Kovalev don't listen to nobody. And then John David Jackson seconded that, but he can't cut the ring off. He couldn't cut the ring. That was sad. If he cuts the ring off on Andre Ward, what was that, the 3rd or 4th round he got that knockdown? He knocks him out, man. He knocks him out. It's no doubt in my mind. He's winning the second fight, too. I don't think he would. No, he wasn't winning the second fight. I don't care what you say. Always root for the black fighter, but Ward, I don't always root for. I mean, you say you root for. I don't always root for the black fighter. That's your opinion, but at the end of the day, everybody said, oh, he knocked him down. He knocked him down. If you go back and look at that fight, man. The first fight, after the knockdown, Andre Ward rung off 4 or 5 rounds after that knockdown. Then Kovalev somewhere in there, maybe my number's my name. Kovalev somewhere in there, he comes back and he finds his second win. Then he fades again. Boxing is not won on, oh, what Max Kellerman said, what fighter would I rather be this round? Or boxing is not run on punches scored, neither. Boxing, professional boxing is won on effective ring generalship and effective punches. You know, that's what it's won on. It's a round-by-round basis. Even if you dominate a guy totally in the round, knock him down one time, but you dominate him, at most, that's a 7-10 round. You up 3 points. So if Andre Ward rings off four rounds, he's up 1 point. Now, I'm not agreeing with the scoring system 100%, but that's how it's done. So, I mean, in the same mind, people look at the fight and say, yeah, look at Ward face and Kovalev might have hit him harder than this, but at the end of the day, boxing is scored by rounds. So I mean, it is what it is, man. In my opinion, I thought Ward won the first round. Maybe I can do a blast from the past. I missed it the last 2 weeks. I can go back and rescore the Ward and Kovalev fight, and we can do a review on that. I know Quan, a blast for the past review. But yeah, man, I mean, it was a good fight. I mean, but if Kovalev made all them excuses, man, he made all them excuses, and he didn't make it look good. Yeah, my bad, 6-10 round, you know what I mean? Yeah, but at the least 6-10. But at the end of the day, man, same thing with Golovkin Canelo. You know what I'm saying, y'all? I mean, you look at Golovkin Canelo, okay? They don't need no trilogy. Hell no. He quit. Kovalev quit in that second fight. He wasn't winning that second fight neither. Kovalev was getting his ass whooped. Kovalev got knocked out. There's no excuses in that second fight. You can do whatever you want. They can do a third fight. Boy, I'm not doing the third fight. I won the first two. I ain't doing no. I mean, that's the money, right? Less is in demand. And Kovalev had to create a demand for a third fight. And he should do it. He should have did it this night. He should have. All right, I understand him taking it. He deserves a Travansky type of fight. I agree. But he should have been able to get Bivol or Barrera in the ring here. And you know what? Even if it wasn't Bivol or Barrera, he should have got Beterbiev in the ring. Unified belts with Beterbiev. Came back. Maybe beat the winner of Bivol Barrera. Got 3 belts. We know Stevenson ain't fighting nobody. He just be talking greasy out the side of his neck. And then maybe with the 3 belts, he could have created demand. But he has to create demand quick for Andre Ward, unless he going to move up to cruiserweight. Because Andre Ward may face Tony Bellew. And Eddie Hearn might pay for him to face Bellew. So, who the hell knows, man? Who the hell knows? I wouldn't be against a third fight. But Ward, man, he kind of hinted that he was coming back last night. I ain't seen no outbox. He outboxed him in the first fight in the first few rounds. I ain't see him outbox him in the second fight. I think I had Ward up by a point or two at the point. I don't remember. Yeah. What you talking about when he Robert? You talking about when he knocked him down? He said, "Oh, it was a joke. I ain't gonna take that serious." But yeah. But at the end of the day, I mean, if Ward was such a, Ward wasn't even the A side in this. He was the A side financially in this fight, in the first fight with Kovalev, but everybody felt like HBO was gonna give it to Kovalev. They shocked me when they gave it to Ward. I ain't gonna lie, but Kovalev was giving them the business in that first fight though. That jab, Ward couldn't do shit with that jab. That jab was just then he hit him with the counter. What it was, a counter right or whatever he hit him with, and he should capitalize on that, man. But at the end of the day, man, he didn't. And Kovalev, he keep complaining about the fight. You lost twice. Move on with your career, man. Move on. You talking about you was drinking vodka. You was talking about you was, you wasn't living right. Now you going to find God. I said Andre Ward to whoop this boy so bad, he going to find God. So, I mean, shit. You know what it is. But other than that, man, you go down. Oh, shout out to Sorg last night. That's why I call him Sorg. I can't pronounce that. Sorg, the Thailand fighter that won last night versus Strada. All of a sudden when now when the Mexican boxer is boxing and moving, and Estrada, who a lot of people consider the best Mexican fighter right now over Canelo Alvarez, now all of a sudden when Sorstein, whatever his name is, Sorg was going forward, Estrada made him miss. His movement was too much, and he was bobbing. I mean, his movement was good. Nah, wasn't y'all the same people saying that as long as you coming forward like Harold Letterman, that you win the fight? I mean, I like what Sorg did last night. I didn't really score it. I was watching the Mexican telecast, and shout out to Marco Rivera for putting that up. But Sorg is a good fighter. He cracked my top 10 pound for pound. I think I got him number 6. He deserved it. Do you see the size of that man's calves, man? He is a strong guy. And people say, look at his face. I mean, face don't tell me nothing. People got scar tissue for a reason. And it happens. It happens, man. It happens. It happens, man. But Sorg is a strong fighter, man. I would love to see him fight Anuyiwa the Monster, but Anuyiwa moved up. He's trying to chase Jamie McDowell. So, but for sure. Yeah, I had him in my top. I think I had him in my top 10 before that, man. I think I had him in my top 10 before that. Anytime you beat the #1 fighter, in Roman Gonzalez, I was there for the first fight. He dominated him. I should have took some bets on the second fight because I knew that Sorg was gonna beat Roman Gonzalez in the second fight. He beat him in the first fight. I was there live, and he iced him. I knew it was gonna be an easy fight for him. His story is incredible. He went from, giving all his food to his girlfriend to training on an empty stomach. So, I mean, it's going to take somebody that's real raw and real rugged, that's real skilled and determined to beat a guy like that. And Estrada did a good job, though. Let me not take nothing away from Gallo Estrada. He boxed well. He used angles. He looked good, but at the end of the day, he did lose. And that's unfortunate that somebody had to lose that fight. But a rematch is not out the cards. Why not? But I like to see them fight the guy from the Philippines, the Akala, I can't remember that name. The dude that fought on ESPN looked real good. I think it's time for him to mix up with some of these guys. And, shout out to Tom Loeffler, who had the promotion last night. He debuted 360 promotion with the super flyweight too. And I love the little guys as well. I ain't always like the little guys down there, but they doing their thing. But other than that, man, I'm going to come back a little bit later on with Money Brown TV. We're going to chop it up about some boxing talk. Mr. Boxing Clinic, thanks for everybody that donated to the super chats. We gone.